You know what time it is? You guessed it. It's time to make something quick. I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to make. Look at this. I got a box. Macaroni Elbows, right? I got a pack of ground beef. And I got a can of mixed vegetables. Let me show you guys what I'm going to do with that. Got me a hot pan. And with my doctor gloves, we're going to brown this ground beef. And I'm going to drain it. Okay? Show you that. As that's browning, I'm going to add my my onion and jalapeno that I had left over from making them hot dogs. Alright, we're going to dump that in there. We're going to add some of that garlic. I'm going to add me a good little tablespoon of that. Check it out. Boom. Just drop it in there like that. We're going to throw in some Southwest fajita seasoning in there. Just a little bit. Just like that. Bam, 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 bam. Drop that in there. Put the lid on it. We'll be back. Now, as that's cooking, what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown the macaroni elbows. I'm not going to use a cheese pack. I'm just going to brown the elbows. And what we're going to do is we're going to make like a sopita with it. We're going to add those kind of veggies in it. It's cold out there. So we can kind of make a little soup. A little carne picada soup. Does anybody even call it carne picada anymore? Does everybody just call it picadillo? But it's not really going to be picadillo because I'm using carne picada. I'm using ground beef, right? So what do you call ground beef in Spanish? We'll be back. Choo, this some fatty ground beef. But anyway, we're going to drain it. So we're almost there. I just want to brown it a little more. Now, what we're going to do with this, it's going to be like a little sopita. You know, because we're not using the cheese, remember, from that pack. So we're going to drain this ground beef. We're going to do a little secret. I don't know. Maybe you guys done it. We're going to use a little bit of that ground beef fat. And we're going to fry up those elbows. Okay? Then the ground beef goes back in there. Then we add about 2 cups of water. Some chicken bouillon, and we gon' now let's add a little beef bouillon in there. We're gonna add both of these puppies right there. We're gonna get them MSG levels up. We need that flavor. Let's do it. And these are ingredients that I already had in the pantry. I didn't feel like going to the store and get anything. I said, hey, let me whip up something quick. Let me see what I got. And what I had is ground beef, those can of veggies. You know, Mexicans always have that can of veggies. I always keep a can or 2 in my pantry because you never know when I want to chop up some barbecue chicken and throw that in there with some mayo. Check out my other video. Fantastic. Delicious. Let me tell you this. Now, let's get back at this caldito that I'm making. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this ground beef in here. Let's see if I don't spill it. Let's get that in there. We're going to drain that. All right. Let's let that drain. Let's give this a mixing. That way it can get all nice and drained up in there real good. We want to make a little good caldito. We don't want to make it real greasy and nasty. When you get your little spoon of juice, you don't want to be slurping up nothing but oil. All right. Now, we're going to add a little bit of this. Just a little bit of it. Probably about right there. Okay. Now that is so we can start frying up the noodles. I'm going to fry up these macaroni noodles. If I can get this back open. Okay. No cheese pack. Take the cheese pack out. Let's fry these puppies up. We want them fried up nice and good. See how they're getting? We want to get them all nice and golden brown. We'll let that. Choo, that's looking good. They're going to drop the ground beef in there. You know, these are one of them little sopitas that, you know, your mom and dad used to make. You know, whatever you had in the pantry, you just slap it together and make you something. Look at that. Now that we added all that, now it's time to add some water. I got that 1 big cup of Raisin Cane's down here. We might need 2, depending how much these noodles are going to absorb this water. Because I want it kind of soupy and I want to make it a little spicy. It's cold out there, guys. Now I'm going to drop my can of veggies in there. All right. And then I'm going to add my spoon of chicken bouillon and beef bouillon. 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon in there. 1 tablespoon of that beef bouillon in there. I'm going to add like a little quarter or half a quarter of some cumin. And for that extra spice, because it's nice and cold, I'm going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of some cayenne. Boom. Let's mix this all up. Add a little more water. And we're going to let it boil on low, guys. Be back. Now, this is a step that I like to do. You don't got to do it. But I like to skim the top. to get rid of some of that extra grease and that foam. Give you a cleaner, more good soup. Like I said, you don't want to get that. You don't want that nothing but grease in your spoon. You want some caldito, not some grease. You know. I'll finish doing that. Look how much cleaner it looks now that you did a little bit of that skimming on there. Let's get some in a bowl. Let's get some in a bowl. Oh man, it might not look good to you, but let me tell you something. Some good eats right here. Now it ain't complete without them tortillas right there on that flame, on that open flame, giving them little charring flavor. You know what I mean? Here we go. That's the way. I like it. And just like that, we made a little sopita, guys. Choo! Watcha? Oh man, it's gonna be good. Dig in. We're gonna have that cumin. We have that beef bouillon. Look how cold it is still, man. And don't forget, you get your tortilla and you roll that puppy up. I can't even do it right. You see how they? Oh, it's because I crisped it up. But you know when you put them in the microwave, you just roll them really easy like that. And you know, you got to give that tortilla that dip. You got to dip it in there, right? Get you the taste. That cumin, that chicken bouillon with that beef bouillon mixed together. That jalapeno that I added, guys. And that cayenne for that extra kick. Choo! Look at that. The tortilla. Crispy burn. Talk about a good little meal right here. And then it's nice and cold. I'll tell you what. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Peace.